I love business, and I genuinely think if you have a passion for the game, and you enjoy, because that's what business is, it's a game. You're constantly losing, evaluating what went wrong, trying to do better the next time. You're testing new things out. And you're moving forward the whole time. And I think that if you can generate a passion for that, I don't see a way you can lose. And obviously, I think this applies to like anything. Like everything's a game. Realistically, we live on a floating rock. Capitalism is a thing, and people are just playing their own game. And I think if you can get a positive reinforcement from what you're doing fast enough, you kind of get in this feedback loop where it's like, I took this action and it worked. And that has changed my whole life, my whole perspective on life, and what I do. Like, I spend my whole time, all my time, growing my business. Whether that's working in the business, doing, business model stuff, working on the standardized operating procedures, updating stuff in my CRM, whatever. Whether it's marketing, making new ads, tweaking, like, headlines, trying new content, reaching out to people, doing the actual work if I have to go out and do a shoot or edit a video or something like that. It's like, you can just, like, it's easy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna act like it's all sunshine and rainbows. Like, sometimes it sucks. Like, for example, last week ChatGPT wasn't working, and I was trying to run some data on like my customer lifetime value and like kind of analyze repeat purchases and stuff like that, and I had to manually import data from one spreadsheet to another spreadsheet for like 88 customers, and that was a pain. But for the most part, like, I get to wake up every day and do what I enjoy doing and move the needle forward, and that's pretty cool. So I think that if you can, like, obviously, if you look at the most wealthy people in the world, they still work after they are like set for life. Like, generational wealth people still work, and it's because they're playing a game and they like the game of business. And it's kind of helped me, at least throughout the first year of really owning a business. It's helped me separate myself from the outcome. It has helped me push through when it feels like there's no end in sight, because there's like an end in sight. Like, you really just need to know where you're trying to get to. And I would say education is probably the smallest part of it. Like, where you're trying to get to, and what it's going to take to get there, so you just do it and you learn along the way. And I'm in a really exciting time for my business where, we're starting to grow, and I'm kind of beginning to see the fruits of my labor, and it's cool. It's such a fun, like, mental reinforcement. Like, now I'm learning, like, how to sell to people on the phone. Like, oh, if I say this one thing this way, it kind of comes across different than if I say it that way. It's like, I'm learning tonality. I'm learning how to make ads. Like, I'm running profitable ads right now, which is crazy. I just created 2 more new ones that are kind of like spin-offs of the one that's already working. And I increased my budget for those ads. And I'm getting pretty good at warm outreach. It's just like, I'm building all these, like, this is probably, like, when I look back on this kind of period of my time, I feel like this is where I'm building the most skills that are gonna kind of last forever. I'm kind of starting to like lead people a little bit. That's still tough, but I'm getting there, getting better at delegating things, getting better at time management. It's just like, I don't know, it's cool, it's fun. And especially if you're like a young person watching this, you're in no better time to fall in love with the game, because you probably don't have that many bills to pay. You probably still get a little bit of financial help from your parents. You probably don't have the pressure of having to go to a 9-to-5 and feed your kids. And honestly, if you really love the game, you could do that and still win, because you really have a lot more time than just, like, if you work a 9-to-5, you still have at least 8 hours in a day to get stuff done. But it's allowed me to take the pressure off of myself, which has then given me the peace of mind, I guess, to perform better, make more logical decisions, etc. So that's why, I mean, obviously I'm really happy that I started this young. But I didn't just start this young. Like, I'm in love with the game of business at this age, which is cool. I kind of don't know what point I'm really trying to communicate across with this video, besides the fact that you can make it so much easier for yourself. I mean, most people, if you don't, like, kind of get that fast reinforcement, you're not going to even get past, like, a month of doing something. So I'm very I'd say starting is probably, like, the hard, I mean, not the actual hardest part, but it feels like the hardest part. And that's another thing, too. It's, like, your standard for what's challenging gets higher over time. It's like, I'm doing so much more work than I was this time last year, and it's harder work, and it's more valuable work for my time too. It's all about just, like, learning along the way, and that's what I really love. If you just keep doing stuff, you get better at doing it, believe it or not. So I guess just, you're not gonna see this, like, from a day-to-day perspective necessarily, but, like, month to month, or just looking at, like, I've been getting my 1 year ago Snapchat flashbacks, and I'm like, damn, like, my problems then were, like, nothing compared to now. And you get better at handling the problems, which is really cool too. It's like, it's just all these, like, on a macro scale, which, you know, a year is not even macro, but looking back over this year, it's like all the bullshit, all the good shit, everything kind of just compounds into you being a significantly higher skilled, significantly harder work. Where am I going with this? I'm trying to feel it out. I don't know, guys. Just, if you can love what you do outside of, because you always know there's, like, hard stuff coming, right? You know, stuff kind of sucks kind of frequently, but the stuff that sucks doesn't really compare to the progress that you make over time. That's where I was trying to go with that. And it's cool because, you know, I've referenced Alex Hormozy in every single video, but he talks about how there's, like, different seasons of business, right? And right now I'm in my season where I'm just marketing a ton, like, really just trying to get people to know about my business, which obviously is, like, most of what getting to probably, like, 1 million to 3 million is like, from what I've heard from the people that are already there. It's like, you just do a lot of marketing to get your product or service out to everyone. And this is fun, and I can't even, like, I'm just envisioning what this is going to be like next year or 5 years down the line, and just the problems I'm going to deal with then. It's just, I don't know. I feel like this video sucks. I feel like I didn't very well clearly communicate what I was trying to get across in this video. But yeah, bro, you gotta love it. And when you love it, it's kind of easier. It's still hard, don't get me wrong, but you can boil it down to kind of just inputs and outputs over time and learning from your mistakes. That's it, I think. I think that's a wrap for this video. I don't know. Fall in love with the game of business. It's going to be hard for you to want to quit once you get bitten by the business bug.